A trace table is a run of a program you might have to do. The first thing you need to do is identify the variables and the Boolean expressions. Here we have one variable, two variables, Boolean expression, and that is what will go into your trace table. You also look at the input and the output. Well, this program has no input from the user, but it does have an output, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Here is the table. So I've got I, number, Boolean, output. And then it's a simple matter of just going through line, row by row, each time you have been through the program. Let's have a look at that. So I is 1, number is 7, the two booleans are true and false. Because it's false, there's no output. We increment I at the end of the program, which we'll see now. No output there. The next iteration I is still less than 7. This is true, but it is false. It is true, that I mod 2 is 0, so we're going to output the 2. We iterate again, 3 is still less than 7, but it isn't. Mod 2 is false, we don't output anything. We iterate again, adding 1, 4 is still less than 7, but it is true that I mod 2 is 0, so inside the if we output the 4. Iterate again, adding 1, 5 is still less than 7, 5 mod 2 is false, so we don't output anything. We reach the iteration stage again, it's still less than 7, it is true, 6 mod 2 is 0, so we output the 6. We add 1 again, but it is now false. 7 is not less than 7, so the program terminates. And you can see here that we have looped the correct number of times, and on each iteration we have just updated any changes that have taken place. Here is a quick run using Code Sculptor. We see when we run that I starts at 1, the same as the trace table. We see that the loop is true, but this is not shown on Code Sculptor. We know that the if is false, so nothing is output. And then we add 1 to go to the next row of the table, which is 2 is still less than 7, and this time 2 mod 2 is in fact 0, so we output just as in the trace table. And as I continue tracing, I'm just double checking that the table is correct, and you can see I is incrementing. It's always left at the end. It is 7 is not less than 7, so it terminates as expected.